Now give a burst of a lot of energy. Yeah. Yeah. Now the last 10.
Today I got a video for you guys talking Zuffa Boxing, and they're going to take over 100%. Dana White is, one of the best businessmen in the history of the United States. Dana White is a great promoter. Dana White, he knows how to put a product together from start to finish, and that's what he's going to do for boxing. And he's going to get the corruption out of it because it's alive and well still till this day. And it's always been like that. It's not real business. It's not like the NFL or the UFC, the brand. But at least what Dana White is going to do is he's going to make it the NFL. And all these other promotions that, have been around forever, they're going to be like minor leagues. So they're going to be like the feeder, to the Zuffa Boxing. 100%, it's happening. I mean, you got Eddie Hearn, who he's signing Aspinall as a manager. Well, that's going to be his new job. He's a manager. Because Dana White is he's the big dog. And the good thing with him is, he's going to get the guys just starting off, probably Olympians and the mid-level guys, 5-0, 6-0, that wouldn't have the opportunity anywhere, are actually going to get a paycheck 3 times a year and get a lot of publicity. And what Dana White also is going to do is he's going to build stars inside the ring and out. Because he's going to, once you're with Dana White, you get opportunity. And let's not bring up, he's got the training institute. He's got his own facility to throw fights. So that's on the house. So you're going to get the fights in. And boxing, what's the quote? I think Kriegel says, or what is that his name? Boxing's always a going out of business sale. It's always the death of boxing, and this fight can bring it back, or some bullshit like that. It's always the same pitch and spiel, because none of these promoters have ever thought long term. Yeah, they might think long term about one guy, but they don't think about the collective, I guess, how to get everybody paid, give everybody opportunity. Because if they're making these promoters money, these promoters need to kind of help them too, and that doesn't happen in this sport. I'll go over some examples, but I mean, already Dana White's got the best commentating team. He's got everybody. He's got Andre Ward. They got Paramount Plus. They got the YouTube. They have all the media already lined up, and they're already the best at it. They've already came in with four events, and they have the all-star team. Okay, they have everything's perfect, and they're only going to get better. And another thing Dana White brings, Dana White sold me on Power Slap. I hate Power Slap, but when Dana White tells me to watch it, I got to give it a shot, And what he's going to do for boxing is he's going to make it like when these jiu-jitsu started getting really popular in the UFC, all these jiu-jitsu gyms started opening up, and people just love jiu-jitsu. It's going to be the same shit with boxing. He's going to open up the boxing world for people that, would have never done it, or maybe intimidated to go in a boxing gym, or just, are like, oh, I like this. This is cool. And then they go in, and that's good for business for all these boxing gyms. And I'm going to talk shit on the boxing business, okay? But the boxing gym is great, for, all walks of life. People with addiction problems, people trying to get in shape, people just trying to get their mind right. The boxing gym's good for that. Even in my town, the last gym I was at, I just go in, because I'm always kind of in and out of gyms. And I just went in as, Rick Weaver, Spokane Boxing, great gym. That guy's like class act. He helps the community, He's not in the boxing business game. He's in the, community leader, helping kids, helping people get to their goals. And, that's what I like about boxing. The business side is all fucking bullshit. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because, you know, I'm in a good mood. Why am I in a good mood? Because Dana White's going to finally do what needs to be done in this fucking sport. And I'm going to tell you some things. Just how this game actually works, okay? They just tried to build these guys' records up, okay? I'm going to go over a few scenarios right now, okay? I could go on for hours with this video and just talk about the corruption. But obviously, you guys don't need a fucking 2-hour video from me. But here's one classic one I've seen multiple times with the big promotions, medium lip promotions. So like, let's say opponent backs out, right? And they got a TV slot. Or it's some big event, right? All right, so they'll call a guy that's credible, right? Good fighter, right? Good record. But they know he's 25 pounds overweight. And they call him on fucking Monday and say, hey, here's the bag. They overpay these guys, so then they're just like, fuck, we gotta take it. So the guy's just worried about cutting weight all week. He gets to the fucking scale, he's half dead, and it shows in the ring. He either gets knocked out or he loses, he gets his ass kicked. But in, you know, a Dana White system, Dana White's gonna, you know, yeah, he'll give short-term fights, sure, you know, he'll give the be ready speech or whatever, but at least you know who you're fighting, when you're fighting, where you're fighting, and you're taken care of. That shit, boxing's like the Wild West, dude. And, you know, here's that's one example. So here's another example of what people do, right? Just to get the rankings up on BoxRec. They'll go to Tijuana. I'm just naming a random place that I know. And I'll get more on that in a second. I mean, we were going to do it with one of my guys, but just because we were desperate. You pay like, you know, $1,000, $1,500. You go to Tijuana for a night. You're going to, you know, the bar, ballroom, whatever, you know, whatever. The guy's, you know, cooking. There's a cook, you know, in the back, right? Getting food prepped for the fights. And the next thing you know, he's in the bathroom, right? He's got a pair of 8-ounce gloves, title boxing shorts, and boxing shoes. I thought he was just cooking my meal. Goes in the ring. About one round later, walks out with a black eye. Goes back to the dressing room, changes, then he's back to cooking. Okay? And that's the boxing. That is boxing. And everybody knows it. And, you know, you can even look at it from this angle where you'll get a guy, you know, a top promotion or fighting for like a WBO Eliminator or WBC belt, something, right? And then out of nowhere, there'll be like this guy, good-looking kid, knows how to fight. Had a few amateur fights, but did that same shit I just said, right? So he's 18-0, but he's fought 18 cooks, okay? And next thing you know, he's, you know, making the payday of his life, which I'm not mad at. And then he's just fighting this like so-called like champ. The reason they do that is just to keep that fucking belt, okay? And they're scared to death. Boxing managers and boxing promoters are scared to death of an L, okay? I've dealt with this, like, I've seen it. Like even my guy, right? Kevin Cruz. We came up, met him late in his amateur career. I was just back in town for a bit. We clicked. And then, you know, I trained him for an amateur fight. And then I was like, all right, we'll do your pro debut, right? We get a pro debut. It's in town, whatever. It's local. So, get a win, right? 1-0. Boom. I'm like, you know, he's Puerto Rican, Southpaw from Iowa. It's like, we're going to put this fucking place on the map, right? Anyways, you know, I'm flying back and forth, you know, for his camps. I'll come back. 3 weeks. And, you know, from that fight forward, I posted it on YouTube. You know how many fucking promoters and managers are like, you got to take that down. Why? So nobody knows who the fuck he is? Why? And then, you know, it was just all roadblocks. Like any promotion we went to, we'd hit a promotion up, a big promotion that you know very well, a promotion that Dana White's going to eat up. We go to them. They're, you know, they got the hometown kid, but me and Kevin are like, fuck this kid. You know what I mean? We can beat him. We got this. They don't know what we bring to the table, right? So we reach out to the promotional companies. They get back to us. And, you know, we send them a little video, a little background, you know, so, you know, that helps them sell the fight or whatever. And guess what happens? We don't get that call back. Because they're like, oh, this is just some Puerto Rican from Iowa. Yeah, maybe he was good, but then they saw actually he's really good, so they're not taking that fucking risk. They never take risk. They never have the best guys fight the best guys. It never happens. Just till lately, in the past few years, when the Turkey guy got involved. If the Rida season or whatever, if that guy wasn't around in boxing would have been dead. Well, Dana would have still put on Zuffa Boxing and do what he's going to do now. But make no mistake about it, Dana White is he's going to change the game. He's going to change the game. And yeah, as in, you know, I was talking about the Kevin Cruz thing. See, I've been around boxing 16, 17 years. And, you know, MMA fighters, you know, it's just like a lifestyle I live, powerlifting, strongman, just all that kind of shit, right? Sports in general. You know, Kevin gets signed by a manager. Oh, God, these managers in boxing are just god-awful. You know, it's just, they promise you something and then they don't deliver. The promoters do the same shit. And, like, I probably did 10, 12 camps with Kevin. Good camps. And he only had 9 fights in, 7, 8 years? He made it to ESPN at the end, but, you know, it was already too late. I think the wear and tear on the body from, you know, doing camps and then, you know, the fight just falls through, there's no backup opponent. I mean, that shit will wear on you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and everything. And, you know, Kevin got a fight on ESPN, and he you know, I was supposed to go down for that one. It was like best case scenario too. He's like, come down to Colorado. Shakur's down here, and like Terrence Crawford. I'm like, oh, okay. But you know, I had some personal shit at the time that was more important. Go figure. Timing's great. But you know, I didn't go. But I was like, he's got this shit. We got this shit. So he fights this kid named Joseph Adorno. It's on YouTube. I mean, I remember I was putting it on YouTube after, and they like Top Rank took it down and flagged the account, but I don't think they care now. It's up there, you know, for his friends and family. But Zuffa Boxing's posting all their stuff. But like, in the first round of that fight, Kevin got dropped, and I'm not going conspiracy here, but I'm just giving a quick example of how this game works. His knee doesn't touch the canvas, and then he gets a, you know, he gets a count. But he got hurt, but he didn't fall, right? And so he's already down for that fight in a 6-round fight, 10-8 first round. That was a bad call. That was a blown call. And you know, the judging and refs, I don't trust at all. But I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, you know, 6th round comes, he gets dropped, he gets up and he fights hard, but. You know, he ended up losing that fight, but he won pretty much most of the rounds, I think, in between. But, you know, that was his opportunity. But that opportunity came fucking 7 years too late, if you ask me. A lot of wear and tear on the body. Next thing you know, he's getting in a lot of trouble. A lot. And then it just ends with, you know, him getting shot, I think, in an armored truck. I still always have his back. I mean, I haven't talked to him. I get too fucking pissed, but start to try to talk to him. But I put money on his books and wrote letters that needed to be documented about his CTE and trauma to the brain and from a car accident, this and that. So hopefully, you know, down the road, they can see it was the CTE that caused this. And you know, I'm not blaming boxing for that, but I am blaming like just not giving the kid 3 fights a year, no stability. No, I can count on this because he's already working 50 hours a week welding. He's got a family. And, you know, with a person like Dana White, even though people want to bitch and complain about the money, get out of here. Dude, those purses out of the UFC are big. He pays those guys. He helps those guys out. And like $50,000, $50,000, $100,000 bonuses? Like for, you know, that's a lot of fucking money. You got to understand, he runs a business, so he pays more people than just the fighters. He pays the whole team. He's international. Fighter pay keeps going up. That's the weird thing that I don't understand, because boxing, nobody's making like real money. It's all facade, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So yeah, I think Dana White's gonna do a good job. I think he can make, you know, boxing very popular, and I can't wait to see all the promotions go bye-bye. Okay, I personally, with the Kevin Cruz thing, when he got dropped, I had a business going that got killed by COVID. I was doing fucking decent, and then I was just like, man, fuck boxing, you know what I mean? Because I always just ran into brick fucking walls. Like, seriously, anything we wanted to do that was the right thing to do, it's just like the boxing gods, the boxing community, they have it their way. And it was just all bullshit, all bad business, okay? All of it. So, yeah, that's it. I'm happy. And yeah, if you made it through this video this far, Mizraura Kakande, we reached out to, you know, the TKO. And the thing is, I know they're going to check this kid out. Mizraura Kakande, you know, represents Uganda well. He's came from poverty in the ghettos of Uganda to make it defected in Germany, but he's been screwed all along the way in boxing. I mean, he's 11-1-1. Allegedly, I don't know if he's paying for his fights to fight undefeated guys or what, or fight for free, but like, he's getting nowhere. And he's 11-1-1 with no real opportunity, if you ask me. He went on to DAZN Network, right? And you go watch the fight. It's go on his box rec and just see where he got the draw, right? Watch the fight. He wins all 6 rounds. But he's in the kid's hometown, and for some reason it just magically became a draw. It's unbelievable. They do this to this kid all the fucking time. So that's why, you know, I've been talking to him for like 10 years. We always had a plan. We did the visa thing once. It fell through. But I think, you know, I'm going to try to do it with him again. But hopefully, you know, if you like Kakande, send a tweet or an Instagram to Zuffa Boxing, or post on Zuffa Boxing's Facebook, like, you guys need to give this kid a shot. Because you know what? Dana White he knows talent. He'll look at Kakande and he'll be like, oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because he goes southpaw orthodox. He just knows how to fight, knows how to throw. He's a true professional. And he's going to be, in my opinion, Zuffa's 147-pound world champ. I guarantee it. He just needs a shot. And it's not even with me, okay? If I don't coach him, I don't coach him, okay? But he wants me to coach him. He wants to do this. But I'm just like, whatever opportunity you get, you just got to jump on that shit. Because you're 30, you know, I don't want you to be on the shelf and just be, you know, not let time pass you by, you know? So hopefully this all works out. And I think, you know, Zuffa Boxing will, if they see what he brings to the table, I think they're going to sign him. I think it's going to be great for the country of Uganda and great for Kakande. So that's my video. Dana White's taking out the competition. He's taking them all over, and he's going to have all the fighters, and he's going to make boxing not so corrupt. It's always going to be corrupt, but with Zuffa Boxing, it's going to be all, you know, it's going to be all good. Much love, guys. Peace.